Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you could be here. This is Sharing Love from Above, Good News by Ken. Y'all, I'm tired. I've been going all day. I just left FCA, got that feel of the Lord, it was real good. So today we're gonna talk about how God does not change. And you're probably thinking, yeah, Kennedy, I know that. And it's a good thing to know, but I feel like we should focus on it because of what it actually means for us and how good it is. Such a good God. And I feel like lately it's been really prominent in my life as my whole life has changed. I'm in a new environment now. So let's get into it. Basically, humans are bad. We have sinful nature. In the Bible it says not one is good. It's by His grace that we are saved and we are made into anything at all. So, we do things knowing that later we'll face consequences. We try to get ahead of others. We try to showcase our best qualities. We're just a hot mess, You might go to the club Saturday night knowing you gotta go to church Sunday morning. You might eat the ice cream sandwich knowing that your doctor said not to. But in the moment, those actions fulfilled our desire. However, it does not last. It's only temporary. So, there is good news. There's always good news. We have a God that wants to eternally fulfill our desires without consequences. So when you do go to the club Saturday night knowing you got to get up for church Sunday morning, you're either not going to wake up, you're going to wake up with a headache, you're going to wake up just feeling guilty on the inside, not good about it. Or that ice cream sandwich or Sunday situation, your doctor told you not to. I don't want to think about that because I don't got to worry about those things, but those of you that do, you already know you got to have consequences. But God does not give us bad consequences, and He fulfills our desires eternally. Another thing is He knows our true selves. He knows the bad parts of ourselves that we don't show. And despite of our evil ways, He wants to clean up our mess and work us for the good of His kingdom. So God does not change even though we do change. So I've been through times where I'm video after video after video. And then I also go times where there's no videos at all. And yes, that affects what I'm doing for God's kingdom, but that does not affect what God's doing for me because He is so good. So even though we change, God does not change. We fall off track, we fall into sin. It hurts God, but He doesn't turn His back on us. He's still there and He's still good to us despite what we do. So an example in the Bible is in 2 Samuel chapter 11. David's men go off to war and they have to fight, and as a king, he stays home. He's like, I'm just going to stay home and look at all this beauty and glory. And he's on his roof and he sees this beautiful woman bathing, and her name is Bathsheba. And he's like, go get her. I want her. So he lays with her or whatever. And he actually has her husband killed. And he conceives a baby with her. And her baby dies. So, David is one of the most beloved people in the Bible. And he did so much. I resonate with him so much. And he is very prominent in the Bible, but he was not perfect. He did change. One minute he's doing all this, and the next minute he's off having people murdered. So God does punish him for this fleshly action, which just as the Lord does today, He punishes us for our fleshly actions because He is a father that punishes His children because He loves His children. So He offered reproof then, and He offers reproof now. That way we can stay on the correct path and we can ponder our path for His goodness. However, even though God punished David, He did not turn His back on David. He still provided for him, and He still allowed David to do good work for him. He just had to reproof him and get him realigned because he was not doing the right thing. And, I always like to give an example from my life just to show the relevance of how real this stuff is. Before I came to College Town, as I call it, I was given a gift of being able to hear God's voice. And If I've told anybody about this, they'll probably tell you that I will say, like, yeah, I'm crazy. I'm probably crazy because I hear God's voice. And, like, I don't know if that's, like, a normal thing, but a lot of times I can just access it. Doesn't mean I can always understand what's going on. Called to accept, not to understand. But even though I could hear God's voice, when I came down here, I fell into sin. And I could hear God's voice and I did not listen. And, like, man, that hurts. You know, that hurts my soul. But he never stopped shining his light through me. He never said, you can't do this work for my kingdom anymore. He never took his voice away from me. He just gave me reproof and waited for me to realign so we could get back on what we got going on. Because he's a good God that does not change. Even though I changed and I strayed, he was still there for me. So this is going to be a short video today. My last example is in Luke chapter 23, 39 through 43. The criminal acknowledges Jesus as Lord, who was on the cross for wrongdoings. And there's two criminals, and one of them says, if you're the Son of God, why don't you save yourself? Set yourself free. And then the criminal that acknowledged Jesus, he's like, don't you know that he did nothing wrong? We did something wrong. We should be here. But this man is here for no reason. And Jesus tells him, he says, truly I say to you, today you shall be with me in paradise. So this was like around 2,000 years ago. And he was a criminal. He didn't do really anything, but he believed in God and he trusted in God. And today, Jesus still saves the lowliest of you and me. He does not change. He doesn't care if you're a criminal, if you're this or you're that. He already knows who you are, and he says, hey, come to me and I can give you what you need. I can satisfy your soul. I can give you purpose. I can set your path straight. He changes us from nothing to something. So this is really the main point of my video. I do want to say we should not take this for granted, but I think that it should motivate us so that we can work for God and live for God, knowing that he wants the best for us, that he has plans to prosper us and not punish us, that he is in our favor. And he just wants us to focus on him because he can give us the best, the peace, the everything we need. He already knows what it is. So, God doesn't change. We have a shot of heaven on earth and doing deeds that will last forever in his kingdom. And I pray to encourage you to trust in God. If you've fallen off, it's okay because he's right there. He's ready to realign you. He says, come back. He will leave the 99 for the one. And now that we've highlighted that, I hope that it does something for you. And, I'll be back next week with another video. Maybe. But thank you for being here. I hope you stay blessed and stay beautiful.